That night started just like any other. I was emotionally drained after a long day of work and overthinking. My apartment felt suffocating, and I needed air, space, freedom. So I slipped into a simple black hoodie, tied my hair up, and headed out for a late walk to my favorite park. The city noise slowly faded as I entered the tree-lined trail of the park. The distant glow of street lamps created patches of light and shadow on the path. I walked slowly, letting my mind wander. The scent of fresh grass and moist earth grounded me. This was my escape. I had barely completed one round when I noticed two figures approaching from the opposite side. Their footsteps were casual, unthreatening. As they got closer, I could make out their faces clearly. One had short dark hair, a leather jacket, and a charming smirk. The other wore a gray hoodie, his eyes calm but curious. They noticed me. I looked away instinctively, trying to avoid interaction. Didn't expect to see someone else walking this late, the one in the leather jacket said. I gave a small, polite smile and replied, "Yeah, I just needed a break." "Same," said the other one. "I'm Daniel, and that's Leo." Leo gave a short wave and added, "The park's kind of boring alone. You want some company?" I hesitated. The world had taught me not to trust strangers, especially at night. But something about their voices, their presence, wasn't threatening. It was warm. I surprised myself by nodding. As we walked, the conversation started light. They talked about their favorite night spots in the city, movies they liked, how life had become so routine and lifeless. I found myself responding, even laughing. I felt like I was part of something again. Leo was the talkative one, full of energy and bold opinions. Daniel was softer, with a quiet confidence that drew me in. We found a bench near the lake and sat for a while. The moonlight shimmered over the water. It felt unreal, like I'd stepped into a dream I didn't know I needed. Leo suddenly stood up and stretched. "I know this sounds crazy, but there's a lounge at the hotel nearby. Quiet, cozy, and the coffee there is magic. Wanna come?" Daniel looked at me gently. "Only if you're comfortable." There was again that pull. Something inside me whispered, "Say yes." And so I did. We walked to the hotel, just a 5-minute stroll from the park. The lobby was dimly lit, almost romantic. We sat at a corner table in the lounge. The waiter brought us coffee and cake, and the music in the background, some old 80s soft rock, set the perfect mood. Our conversation deepened. We talked about fears, failed dreams, past relationships. I confessed things I hadn't told anyone in years. Daniel listened quietly, his eyes never leaving mine. Leo, even in his playful style, was surprisingly thoughtful. At some point, Daniel reached out and gently held my hand. "I don't know why, but I feel like we were supposed to meet tonight," he said. I looked down, blushing slightly, my heart pounding in a way I hadn't felt in a long time. Leo leaned in with a smirk. "We've got a room upstairs. If you want, we could just chill more, watch something, talk, dance, no pressure." I should have said no, but I didn't want to. I nodded. The hotel room was warm, softly lit with yellow lamps. It smelled of fresh linen and sandalwood. There were 3 glasses on the table, a chilled wine bottle, and a speaker playing low music. Daniel poured me a drink while Leo kicked off his shoes and flopped onto the bed. I sat between them. We played music, danced barefoot on the carpet. Leo took my hand and spun me around, then pulled me close for a slow, warm hug. Daniel brushed the hair away from my face and whispered, "You look radiant." My heart fluttered. We sat down, shoulders touching, the room filled with soft laughter. The tension in the air changed, deeper, heavier. Daniel's fingers intertwined with mine, his eyes asking for permission. I didn't stop him. I didn't want to. The moments that followed weren't rushed or wild. They were slow, delicate, filled with warmth and closeness. Every touch felt intentional. Every kiss filled with longing. It wasn't just about passion, it was about being seen, being held, being understood. Time lost meaning. We lay on the bed afterward, wrapped in the sheets and in each other's arms, watching the ceiling silently. It was peaceful, something rare. Leo turned to me and whispered, "I hope you don't forget this night." I looked at both of them, smiled, and replied, I couldn't even if I tried. The next morning, the sun peeked through the curtains. I sat by the window, wrapped in the white hotel blanket, sipping coffee that Daniel had made. Leo was still half asleep, mumbling something about breakfast. I didn't want to leave, but I had to. Daniel walked me to the door, his hand brushing mine one last time. Take care of yourself, he said softly. And if you ever feel lost again, remember this night. I stepped out of the hotel with a strange mix of emotions, joy, relief, maybe even a little sadness. But above all, I felt alive. That night wasn't just about fun. It was about rediscovering myself. It was about letting go of fear. It was about living in the moment for once. And I carry that night with me, like a secret spark in my heart, forever.